A local political party is now without a leader. Cannabis legislation is in the works and 16 days of activism comes to an end. Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Cooper with your JCN News for this Friday, December 10th. Democratic National Alliance leader Orinthia Komolafe announces she is stepping down as party leader effective immediately, as she says it's time to move on. Our Tyler Simonet was at the DNA's headquarters this morning and files this report.
I hereby publicly announce my resignation as leader of the DNA, effective immediately. As per the constitution of the party, the deputy leader becomes the interim leader due to the vacancy created by my departure. I extend my gratitude to the officers and members of the DNA who gave their unequivocal support to the DNA party, and more specifically, my vision for this nation.
That's the voice of now former Democratic National Alliance leader Orinthia Komolafe announcing her departure from her party during a press conference at the DNA headquarters this morning. Mrs. Komolafe outlined the various problems the DNA has faced while running as a third party, with financial challenges being at the forefront.
This last election, the party secured no major donors. A lot of the candidates funded their own respective campaigns. Hence, as leader, I spent my own personal funds to the tune of 6 figures to fund the DNA's campaign during the recent elections. The fact is that over these past 4 years, the party has been plagued with financial challenges. We are grateful to the members who paid their dues and to the Bahamians who have supported our fundraising initiatives. But these amounts were only significant to contribute to the operating expenses of the party, which totaled at least $100,000 annually.
She also touted that it is very difficult to find a group of dedicated and committed individuals to firstly take a leading role in the party and secondly function in that role, resulting in her having to fill the roles of multiple people on numerous occasions. Mrs. Komolafe noted that the talent pool in a third party is much limited compared to that of the Progressive Liberal Party and the Free National Movement, simply because more persons are inclined to align themselves with either organization, which she says in their minds provide a stronger and viable option for electoral success.
Many persons have asked me over these past 4 years, why don't you go back to the PLP? Or why didn't you join the FNM? The truth of the matter is, if I had ran with the FNM in 2017 as offered, I probably would have been an MP and cabinet minister. And if I had ran with the PLP in 2021 as offered, I probably would now be an MP and cabinet minister. On many occasions over these past years, I was told to leave the DNA or wind it up or let it wind itself up and go and look out for myself. The fact of the matter is, I was too deep in. I had done too much work, and I thought the organization deserved a fighting chance. And the reality is, based on my morals and ethics, as a captain, I could not abandon ship, though the storms were raging.
Though she is stepping down as the DNA's leader, Mrs. Komolafe insists she is not stepping away from frontline politics. As for the future of the DNA, she noted a subsequent press release will be sent out on that topic. For JCN News, I'm Tyler Simonet.
The Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation recently launched the Bahamas Destination Stewardship Council initiative to promote sustainable lifestyle and stewardship in Eleuthera and Harbor Island. Earlier this year, MOTIA joined the Global Sustainable Tourism Council with the aim to meet global standards in tourism and travel. It's a nonprofit organization that promotes sustainable development of tourism worldwide. Senior Director of Sustainable Tourism, Crystal Bethel, said sustainable tourism is a deliberate effort on the part of tourism planners and policymakers to minimize the negative effects of tourism on the environment, community, and the country's resources. The Bahamas Destination Stewardship Council initiative aims to educate and unite the communities through a collaborative effort involving all the key stakeholders of the tourism industry. That's members of the local communities, government agencies, and business operators who holistically maintain the various integral aspects of the destination, be it aesthetic, economic, environmental, or cultural. Bethel adds that the initiative directly delivers sustainability education in our communities, who are then encouraged to become involved with destination management and become stewards of their environment and cultural traditions. Director of the Family Island Development Department, Sandra Russell, remarked that the formation of sustainable destination stewardship councils in our family islands is certainly a game changer for the islands, adding that the work of these councils will propel our islands towards sustainability, ensuring our island destinations and businesses are viable, competitive, and equipped to achieve long-term success. The Destination Stewardship Program chose 4 islands to execute the Sustainable Lifestyle Initiative: Eleuthera, Harbor Island, Andros, and Exuma. These 4 family islands will organize councils comprised of members of both the public and private sector to discuss and design eco-friendly and culturally enriching projects. Some projects include the restoration, beautification, and preservation of historical sites such as the Hatchet Bay Caves, and organizing projects like Light Up Eleuthera, an initiative to add more lights on the Eleuthera roadside. The initiative will also focus on promoting a healthier lifestyle. Additionally, the council's plan to educate visitors and residents about various landmarks on the islands. For those interested in the Bahamas Destination Stewardship Council initiative, please contact the Ministry of Tourism's office in Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera, at 458-6314, or the Eleuthera Sustainability Council on Facebook. The government is hoping to bring legislation to establish a cannabis industry within the next year or so. Agriculture Minister Clay Sweeting, during the Office of the Prime Minister's press briefing on Thursday, sought to give an update on the Davis-Cooper administration's plans as it relates to the cannabis industry.
We are working along with the Attorney General's office. We are reviewing previous proposed legislation to see how we can adapt and make sure that ensure that it's inclusive of all Bahamians, not just a select few. So hopefully within the next year or so, we'll have something that we can bring forth.
The Progressive Liberal Party's blueprint for change, which was touted in the run-up to the general elections and being used as a guide for the administration, promised to develop a comprehensive regulatory framework for growing, harvesting, and exporting cannabis so that the industry creates opportunities for many and not just a few. The Medical Cannabis Bill 2021 was drafted under the Minnis administration. This would establish an authority to lay out the framework of a medicinal marijuana industry in the Bahamas. 3 unfortunate COVID-19 related deaths reported by the Ministry of Health and Wellness on Wednesday, December 8th. All of the deceased were residents of New Providence, the eldest an 84-year-old female who died on November 11th, the youngest a 33-year-old female who died on November 20th, and a 55-year-old male who died on November 25th. These latest deaths push the country's COVID death toll to 708. The ministry's latest dashboard indicating that there are still 36 deaths under investigation, with 147 non-COVID-19 related deaths. Meantime, health officials confirming a total of 22 new COVID infections between Wednesday and Thursday, following a total of 319 tests completed on Wednesday. 2 cases were confirmed on New Providence and 2 on Grand Bahama. One of those confirmed on Grand Bahama has a history of travel. On Thursday, 1,071 tests were completed, with 18 results returning positive. 14 here in the capital, 3 with a history of travel, 2 on Eleuthera, 1 on Grand Bahama, and 1 on Exuma. That case with a history of travel. Total cases now at 22,881. 334 active cases. Hospitalizations have decreased to 14. However, those significantly ill has increased as 9 COVID patients are in intensive care, with 5 patients moderately ill. 7 people were recovered from the virus between Wednesday and Thursday. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.